Happiness and moral duty are inseparably connected. It is better to offer no excuse than a bad one. Discipline is the soul of an army. It makes small numbers formidable, procures success to the weak, and esteem to all. Associate with men of good quality if you esteem your own reputation, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. Liberty, when it begins to take root, is a plant of rapid growth. The marvel of all history is the patience with which men and women submit to burdens unnecessarily laid upon them by their governments. Let your heart feel for the afflictions and distress of everyone, and let your hand give in proportion to your purse. The foolish and wicked practice of profane cursing and swearing is a vice so mean and low that every person of sense and character detests and despises it. Be courteous to all, but intimate with few, and let those few be well tried before you give them your confidence. I had rather be on my farm than be emperor of the world. My mother was the most beautiful woman I ever saw. All I am I owe to my mother. I attribute all my success in life to the moral, intellectual, and physical education I received from her. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. Worry is the interest paid by those who borrow trouble. It is better to be alone than in bad company. Guard against the impostures of pretended patriotism. The willingness with which our young people are likely to serve in any war, no matter how justified, shall be directly proportional to how they perceive veterans of early wars were treated and appreciated by our nation. The very atmosphere of firearms anywhere and everywhere restrains evil interference. They deserve a place of honor with all that is good. The foundations of our society and our government rest so much on the teachings of the Bible that it would be difficult to support them if faith in these teachings would cease to be practically universal in our country. The Constitution is the guide which I never will abandon. The harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. There is nothing which can better deserve our patronage than the promotion of science and literature. A free people ought not only be armed and disciplined, but they should have sufficient arms and ammunition to maintain a status of independence from any who might attempt to abuse them, which would include their own government. Arbitrary power is most easily established on the ruins of liberty abused to licentiousness. The freedom of speech is a principal pillar of a free government. When this support is taken away, the constitution of a free society is dissolved, and tyranny is erected on its ruins. Let us with caution indulge the supposition that morality can be maintained without religion. A people who are possessed of the spirit of commerce, who see and who will pursue their advantages, may achieve almost anything. The preservation of the sacred fire of liberty and the destiny of the republican model of government are justly considered, perhaps, as deeply, as finally, staked on the experiment entrusted to the hands of the American people. Truth will ultimately prevail where there are plans taken to bring it to light. A primary object should be the education of our youth in the science of government. In a republic, what species of knowledge can be equally important? And what duty more pressing than communicating it to those who are to be the future guardians of the liberties of the country? My first wish is to see this plague of mankind, war, banished from the earth. I hope I shall possess firmness and virtue enough to maintain what I consider the most enviable of all titles, the character of an honest man. The hour is fast approaching, on which the honor and success of this army, and the safety of our bleeding country depend. I walk on untrodden ground. There is scarcely any part of my conduct which may not hereafter be drawn into precedent.